Hi, this is Val from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create a double spread layout. Now, you're probably wondering where I've been. It's been almost over a month that I have uploaded anything. Actually, a couple of weeks that I've uploaded anything. Usually, I do have some videos that I just need to edit, and then later on I upload it after the fact. But I've been on travel for business, and also I had a family emergency that I needed to travel to be with my family in their time of need. So I've been gone for most of August and September. So I decided that I wanted to come back and scrapbook. I really need to get something done and just relax. It's really a distressor for me. I like to craft, I like to sew, I like to do mixed media, and it really helps to take a day or at least a couple of hours per week. So I always have a commitment that Friday nights is my day to kind of sit down, relax, scrapbook, or do mixed media, or even sew, or anything like that. And it really helps me unwind from my job or from anything that's going on. So that's what I'm going to do today. So this is the layout that I'm going to attempt to complete. And it's a sketch. I found it on Pinterest. I wish they put the name of who, you know, the website or who created this, but I do not know the name of who created it or the website or anything like that. If you want to get the same sketch, you can go onto my Pinterest. It's under Elvira Mosley, and you can find me and look at my board. So I have a board that is just sketches. So I'm going to use that to create this layout. I'm going to use these Heidi Swap papers. I really like these papers. So I am going to use this for this layout. I got a bunch of old pictures. These are old pictures, and I didn't put a sticky on them. That's why I have it upside down. But I have these old pictures for when I was in high school in Puerto Rico. And so I went ahead and separated 4 little ones. At that time in the 80s, I guess, you know, the pictures were like 4x4, so that's what I'm going to use for here. And then these are some other pictures that I have. Now, in honor of my friends at that time, that's why I put a sticky note on top, because I don't know if they would like to be seen in YouTube or not, but just I want to be courteous to them and make sure that I don't kind of put their picture out there. So that's why I have these little sticky notes on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I do have some of this, and this one I got it. It's a recollection stamp, which I purchased at Michael's, and this is a dollar stamp that I did purchase at Michael's some time ago. Other than that, I really don't have anything else. I'm probably going to pull some things as I compose my layout to kind of help with the details. So in case you haven't seen this papers, I'm just going to go through them a little bit so you can see them. I really love the colors, and Heidi Swap always does a great job with her paper palette and her color palettes and her papers pads. She really knows how to put them together, and I love her style. To me, her style is more like shabby chic, that feminine style, but not really overly the top. It's just fun. I mean, you can use this for heritage albums. You can use this for teenagers, for anything. It's really nice too. It's really nice. And then, of course, she has all these nice little die cut aparts within her paper. And that's what I use mainly for my embellishments. I like using the paper itself because then it's nice and flat. Doesn't create a lot of bulk, and I know it's gonna go together with my layout. So let me go ahead and get started, and I shall be back. Let me go a little bit on my thinking process here. Notice these colors. Now these photos are in the 80s. The camera that I had in high school was not the greatest camera. You see some little granulation there. It's not the best, but it still tells the story. So for these kind of pictures, you know, the main point is telling the story behind these pictures. You do get, you know, in a lot of the image, you can see that how small they are, you're not going to see the faces very well. You're not going to see the detail very well. So it's very important to tell the story behind these pictures for future generations. So that's what I'm going to do, but I do want to go ahead and use, see, notice that this color goes very well with this, so I'm going to use that. And I noticed that there's some red in my pictures. And see there, red, blue jeans. So I'm going to pick colors that are going to match that. I know my background is going to be this. And then there are some stripes. And I want to pick colors that go with this. This will go very nicely. So now I'm doing a more monochromatic layout, as you, because it really goes with the paper. But I like that. That blue don't really, because if you notice, this is a dark blue. This is not such a dark blue. This one will go very nicely, because look at the blue in the blue jean kind of picks up this paper. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And most of the pictures look like this. They're, you know, a lot of the pictures, they're around in the same time of the event. So a lot of the pictures do have the colors that I see here. And let's see. That might be nice. Oops, and I cut. That's the only thing I don't like. Sometimes when you cut them out of the pad, they break apart, but that's okay. And I do like this one. Let's see how we can use this one. So notice I'm getting more. I cannot use the pinks. I really don't have pinks in there. Actually, this one might work. This one, it might work. So I'm going to pull this one. And I think I'm done for now for papers. So this is what I'm going to settle on. Now I need 2 pieces of paper. So I'm going to take 2 of these for my background, because I want my background to be a little more muted. And hopefully I have another one of those. I think I do, because I really haven't been using this paper pad. But I may not have 2 of those. So let's see. It looks like I do not have 2 of these, but I do have 1 of these, 2 of these. So the good thing about when you buy papers in paper pad is that it all combines, and you can find one that will go with the other paper. So these 2 will go nicely together. Now the only thing I notice when I do buy paper pads, sometimes I have too much paper left over, but you know, it's good to kind of, if you buy paper pad, you do as many layout as you can with the papers. Once you're done and you don't want to see it anymore, then give those away. And that's what I do. I kind of give them away, you know, the leftovers, or make cards or whatnot. So I'm going to use these 2. I think they're going to be nice. But no, this one, maybe not. Because now that I see it together, notice this one's a little darker and this one's not as dark. So I really need to get something that is more muted, and not as, this is a little more bright than what I would like it to be. This is the only one that, let's see. You know, and I really want, oh, this one. This one is the one, definitely. Okay. Now let me go over why I made the decision to use this one. If you look at these 2, so this is my base page. If you look at these 2, this one, it's a little more muted. It's not as bright as this one. So this one, you can see this one, this will take away a little bit of this layout, because you can see that your eye immediately gets drawn to this brighter color. So that's not a good choice for a base page, because a base page, you're going to see most of it. And if I was going to use a little piece of that paper, then that will be fine. But I'm not going to use a little piece. I want to use it as the base page. So I really don't want that. And then the next choice was this one. So if I put this one together, this one has a stripe around the frame. These have polka dot, even though the tone, you know, in some areas the tone is muted, in some areas is a little more bright. When I put it together, it really is not pleasing. I really don't like the look of this, so don't want to use that one. That will be a good one for little pieces, but not for the main page. Now, when I put this one together, look how different it is. It looks, if I look at it right now, and notice how when you put them together, almost the lines match up. It looks like this has like a chevron, and then it follows on. You can even think that the chevron continues on under the page, and then there's another page on top of that framing it out. So it really looks nice together. The tone, this is, as you can see, it's muted. It's kind of almost the same tone as the paper here, so this is not competing against this one. And as I put more strips and things like that, it's really gonna work very nicely with this page. So that's my base page. So let me go ahead and start cutting out some more papers, and let's see what we come up with. I went ahead and cut all my pages, and basically I just went and started cutting shapes. I don't have measurements. I just cut things and laid them down and kept cutting them until I kind of like how it looked. I like the look of the real boldness of the black combined with the pink, with the yellow colors. I triple matte this, and I also have some extra doilies that I cut out from a die that I purchased from, this is actually from Spellbinder. So I used that there. I want to keep this remember here because I am going to put the date. And I haven't finished the embellishment. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach everything down. And then after I attach everything down, then I'm going to start pulling things from my scrap bin or from my stamps. And I'm going to go ahead and create some more details here. What I'm going to do on the edges is I want to, right now, as you can see it, it kind of a little blends in. You see the layers, but not really as strong as I would like to see the different separations of the layers. So I'm going to take some of this chalk box ink, and this is actually chestnut rune. And one thing that I can advise you, if you buy the pad, the ink pad, go ahead and buy the ink itself, the reinker, because you really want to keep these nice and juicy, and they dry up in your craft room. So by having the reinker, it makes sure that everything stays nice and juicy. And then I want to use my foam dabber or this thing. This is from Tim Holtz, and it's an applicator, foam applicator. And I want to use that because I don't really want my edges to be very, very dark. So I didn't really want to use the inker, the pad, because I wanted to give it like that soft brown edge instead of a dark sharp edge. So I went ahead and put distressing ink or the brown chalk ink on all my edges of all my layers, and that gives it a little definition. So now I'm just going to place everything down. I like using glue stick when I do lay a lot of layers down because it gives me a chance to move it. If I use an ATG gun, sometimes I cannot move it after I place it down, and I'm stuck with where I placed it. So that's why I like to use glue stick or liquid glue. So now that I have all my layers down, I'm going to go ahead and start adhering my pictures. And I went ahead and cut a lot of my pictures down, and I also rounded the corners. So I'm taking some embellishments from the paper pad. I went ahead and cut all of my embellishments out off camera. And I'm just auditioning them onto my page and see which one I like best. I do want to have some kind of journaling area, so that's why I cut a lot of the journaling spots. And then I had this little banner that it was part of the paper pad, so I went ahead and put that there on the top left hand side. And then I'm putting my title. These are some old stickers that I want to go ahead and start using up. Again, I'm going through all the different embellishments that I pulled from my scrap bin, and I'm just trying to see where I can put these things down. And I went ahead and created some line. I have this template, a journaling template that I use when I want to have straight lines, and I usually use a pencil. I mark the lines and then I go ahead and write using those lines. After I write my journaling, I go ahead and erase the lines. And here I'm using a Martha Stewart pen to write my journal. And I'm almost done with this page. So here I'm just erasing the lines. So I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.